Well, over the past year, we have witnessed the phenomenal rise of fintechs with ambitious upstarts looking to change the way we transact and conduct our daily business. While Cape Town-based Hepstar is an e-commerce platform that aims to connect businesses with insurers via a smooth, simplified process. Joining us now from our Cape Town studios to discuss the company's ambitions is Hepstar's Stephen Boyson, Chief Technical Officer, and Brett Dyson, who's the Chief Financial Officer. Good to have you with us both today, gentlemen. And perhaps, Stephen, let's start off with you by just putting it into context to understand how exactly Hepstar works and what it does.
Well, I'm gonna jump in and say, Hepstar is an ancillary revenue partner to travel distributors like airlines and online travel agencies. So you're probably asking yourself the question, what does that mean? Well, we focus on optimizing revenue from travel insurance by increasing conversion, providing more relevant products through recommendation and personalization, and giving our travel partners the potential with flexible pricing. Nowadays, travelers want more relevant products, and we essentially help our partners cater to that need.
Mm-hmm. How were you able to penetrate the market? We've seen a lot of fintech start up and die out in the first few years of performance. How were you able to sustain the growth of the business?
I think that what it comes down to is having the right business model and also people, at the end of the day, what we're trying to achieve, we know it's not something easy in the market. We know that there are going to be stumbling blocks, but we've managed to really partner with some progressive airlines and online travel agencies which really see the value in what we're achieving in the market. So, a lot of companies are not focusing on this particular vertical, so it's really up for grabs in our opinion, and we're focusing on really the features that matter, making products more relevant, essentially offering personalization to our partners' customers, which from the feedback we've got from our partners has been fantastic, and it's really pushed us into the space where we now want to expand across other markets.
Stephen, let's bring you into the conversation now and get your perspective on your journey as a fintech startup. Clearly, you need critical partnerships that need to be established for you to gain ground and continue growing quite significantly from a global perspective. Talk to us about that experience in sourcing the appropriate partnerships and some of the challenges which you experienced there too.
Well, thank you for that. I think it's been a balance of finding the best technology, the best hosting, and then providing the best supply for the demand. So we've partnered with some really big scale infrastructure companies like Azure, Microsoft. By leveraging their BizSpark technology, we've been able to keep ourselves very cost effective. Then it's all about supply and demand. So onboarding our insurers, who sometimes think are our competitors, but we are an extension of their technology, and then finding the actual demand, so the e-commerce and the retailers. And it's all about just breaking into those markets, being relevant and being visible, and then proceeding with that.
Mm-hmm. Stephen, Brett mentioned it earlier about some of the things that set you apart as a fintech startup in the country, but what are some of the other ways in which you're dealing with competitors?
I think it's a very interesting question you answer, because we actually don't believe we have any competitors in essentially what we're doing and the particular vertical. But in saying that, we talk about insurtech and fintech, and at the end of the day, when you're doing something different, you're going to change the status quo. The insurers that look at us and go, well, you're a competitor, but at the end of the day, we essentially, are an enabler. And it really comes around to the point that Stephen said earlier on. We're here to enable insurers to grow and at the same time provide just a great, customer experience.
Many thanks. Thank you very much. That was Stephen Boyson, Chief Technical Officer of Hepstar, as well as Brett Dyson, Chief Financial Officer of Hepstar.